One Piece 1154 just dropped and it's peak fiction. For the first time in the series, we finally see the full face of the most dangerous man in history. Rox Dabbec. He killed an admiral at Mary Jawas. He split a mountain in half. And now we know. He's Blackbeard's father. This chapter doesn't just break the internet. It blows the roof off the Final Saga. And with new clues about the ancient weapon Pluton and a terrifying twist on Loki's past, we're officially in uncharted territory. So sit tight, because this chapter, this one changes everything. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where the Final Saga of One Piece hits different. If you're ready for real spoilers, raw theories, and hype that slaps harder than Conqueror's Haki, you're in the right place. One Piece. Chapter 1154 is titled Can't Even Die, and the title refers to the insane action by Loki, who might just be on a level Kaido himself couldn't touch. The cover story continues Yamato's journey around Wano. Ocho and Kikunojo take Yamato, Ulti, and Page 1 to the ruins of an old, forgotten grave. It belonged to a hero born in West Blue and raised in Ringo. A mysterious connection. But that's not even the wild part. The chapter begins with a brief flashback to Big Mom's childhood incident. After the tragedy with Mother Carmel and the missing orphan children, Elbaf was hit with disaster after disaster. Blizzards, crop failures, famine. The giants couldn't fish or hunt, and starvation took hold of the kingdom. Baby Loki returns to the palace, but Queen Estrid refuses to look at him. Loki breaks into her room, trying to hug his mother. But Estrid, consumed with hatred, screams, "This is all his fault! Because we didn't kill him, our land is cursed. Get him out! Don't let that monster near me again. Destroy his eyes, or this kingdom will perish." A royal guard steps in. "Prince Loki, you are forbidden from approaching your mother's chamber." And all the baby can do is cry. Elbaf falls into chaos. Some giants begin attacking Hajrudin, accusing him of being connected to the cursed Prince Loki. But King Harald returns just in time to save Hajrudin and Ida. Harald declares, "Brothers, do not harm each other." When I heard Loki was born, I also learned of the famine that struck our land. So I reached out to the nations we have diplomatic ties with. And without hesitation, they loaded their ships with food. Humans are small compared to us, but some nations still work together to feed giants like us. Let us accept their kindness and eat with gratitude. And when the day comes that they need us, we will help them too. The world is small. There is enough for everyone to share. Then in a breathtaking double spread, we see ships from across the world arriving at Elbaf, unloading mountains of food. Estrid dies just before Harald returns. We see Harald weeping at her funeral. Meanwhile, Ida decides to open a bar in the underworld. The same bar Shanks and Colin visit in the present timeline. Harald gets to work rebuilding Elbaf, connecting the villages and ending civil war among the giants. Meanwhile, Loki is raised by Estrid's younger brother, who ends up abusing him. Eventually, that man is killed by a creature from the underworld. To hide further scandals, the royal guard cover Loki's eyes, saying he has an eye disease. 56 years ago, in Jarl's house, we get a major revelation. Harald and Jarl talk about the tension between Elbaf and the world government. Jarl asks, "You were at Reverie during that incident, weren't you?" Harald answers, "Yes. I asked a friendly king to sneak me in as a soldier, but in the end, they ignored me. Had that murder not occurred, I would have been arrested." Jarl says, "Arrest wouldn't have been the worst fate." Ever heard of the Galleyra? Its Japanese means the Great Hammer Warriors, a group of legendary shipbuilders, giants and ancient giants alike. Harald thinks it's a myth, but Jarl insists they were real. They left Elbaf and sent one last letter. "We've all been captured. Over 100 warriors, including ancient giants, gone." Jarl says some rumors claim they were frozen. We see shadows of frozen giants, exactly like the ones Nami and Chopper saw at Punk Hazard. 48 years ago, Loki releases giant beasts across villages. But when he sees kids helping Hajrudin, he realizes how alone he is. He jumps from Sunworld to Underworld. A suicide attempt. He crashes to the ground, rips off his blindfold and cries, "I can't even die. Suddenly, a mountain splits in half. A voice echoes. What's going on with this island? Where's the entrance? A group approaches Loki, Shiki, Edward Newgate, Buckingham Stussy, and a mysterious man. The man says, "There it is, the giant kid. I told you this was Elbaf." Gee ha ha ha, this kid's got a demon's face, laughs Shiki. He's huge, even for a giant, Whitebeard says. And is he crying? Then, in a god-tier double spread, we finally meet Rox Dabbec. His face is eerily similar to Blackbeard. Same eyes, nose, mouth. But he's got wild black and white hair, earrings and a scar or tattoo on his face. He's big like Teach, but leaner. The chapter ends with the narrator saying, Harald met this man at Reverie 8 years ago. He escaped after killing a Marine Admiral, now hunted by the world government with a massive bounty on his head. So yes, the incident Harald barely escaped at Reverie? That was Rox killing a freaking admiral. In Mary Joy's, Rox was likely a royal bodyguard during Reverie. But once he saw what the celestial dragons were hiding, everything changed. Rox Dabbec says, "All right, kid, say yes to both my questions. First, is this Elbaf, land of the giants? Second, Harald better be here." Rox Dabbec, soon to be known as Captain of the Rox Pirates, father of Blackbeard, one of the 4 emperors. Editor's note, the legend appears. Next week, no break. And we're getting a jump cover and color spread. Rox Dabbec's power is absolutely terrifying. No wonder monsters like Whitebeard, Shiki, Big Mom and Kaido followed him. Even Roger and Garp had to team up to stop him during the God Valley incident. This man single-handedly killed a navy admiral during the Reverie in Marijois itself, right next to Marine HQ, and still managed to escape. Insane. Not only that, he split a mountain in 2, in Elbaf. Think about how massive that mountain must have been. Xebec's hockey is on a whole other level. Naturally, his son, Marshal D. Teach, likely inherited that overwhelming power, especially his conqueror's hockey. Now we understand how Teach could scar Shanks' left eye. Shanks has always considered Teach to be the real threat, and this is why. Now we know why legends feared him. Rox Dabbec killed an admiral in the Holy Land, escaped, and went on to form the most terrifying pirate crew in history. He split a mountain. He nearly destroyed the world, and his will now lives on in Blackbeard. So yeah, if Shanks is hunting Teach, it's not just about balance, it's about bloodlines. And next week, we're going even deeper into the madness. If this chapter blew your mind, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your craziest theory about Rox in the comments. We're just getting started. This is Super Synth D Studio, and we'll see you on the next one.